Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Invincible, Season 2, Episode 3. Sorry this is so late. We bit off more than we could chew with our schedule, with the new channel, and with all the different crazy amount of stuff that's coming out. So we fell a bit behind on this. Gonna try and keep it back on track as much as possible. We got a bunch of other shows that we still have planned that we're trying to make work. So sorry about that. But anyway, really excited to get into this. Mm-hmm. Last episode was good.
Yeah.
Very funny, very interesting. Mm-hmm. Seems like there's some friction with Cecil and Mark. Beginning to form because Cecil is much more hyper vigilant about a Viltrumite in their midst, about Mark after everything that happened with Nolan, and I bet he's probably going to take some preventative action against Mark. Some sort of he's doing stuff in the background. I think it's probably going to be the same thing that happened last season, but way more aggressive. Like where he just like every time. I mean, we saw it with the sea monster and the sonic waves and stuff from that thing. Yeah. You know, he's clearly collecting data on how to take him down. I wonder if angstrom levy, the brain man, is gonna be coming around and spilling some secrets to Cecil. And maybe that's how he's gonna do it. He's not even gonna do it himself. He's just gonna go, this is what worked in all these realities. Do with that what you will. I can't, watch over every single thing, but I can make sure that, it's eradicated in all the universes that I can. Maybe he'll just do something like that. Maybe he'll just send a message, like he'll just like collect all the data and then just like send that to a computer, some sort of psychic computer or some shit. Something. I don't know. We'll see. In this episode of Invincible, leave a like and subscribe, leave a comment, watch as much of the videos as you can. If you want to really help us, you can watch other videos on the channel. If you go from watching one video on a channel to another video on a channel right after, YouTube really likes that. It's probably the best thing that you can do. So think about maybe sticking around, seeing what else we got on the channel. And if you want to help us out in another way, you get the uncuts for these Invincible reactions for Season 1 and 2, and all the other shows we're currently doing, including the stuff from our One Piece channel, which you can check out. All the uncuts for everything and earlier on our Patreon. That's linked in the description, as you probably know from watching other reactions. Let's go. Invincible, Season 2, Episode 3. Starting at 0. Ooh, more Coalition of Planets. Seth Rogen alien. Still don't know why he's in the thing himself.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
You goddamn geriatric hypocrite. You and I were never a thing. Immortal and I.
In editing, I realized they're quoting Abraham Lincoln in the fucking graduation ceremony on purpose because they know Lincoln, because he's Lincoln. Yeah. I mean, they don't know, but like we know. Wait, really?
Oh.
You can be okay, right?
I mean, I guess he can come home like at any time he wants, super fast.
Why? I mean,
I'll be fine.
It's an important part of growing up, but it doesn't seem like the best time to do that.
Yeah, I know. I love you, Mom. And don't do drugs. Would they even work on me? You do not need to find out.
I bet psychedelics would work.
I'll come home for dinner.
Is that foreshadowing? That'd be a way to get to him if it would work.
Yeah, you just drug him.
Smoke the air with LSD. I bet it would work.
Oh, she's gonna do this. The card looks really sketchy.
Yeah?
1 second, please.
What is that in Morse code?
SOS.
Is it?
I think so.
I thought, yeah.
Hi, I got your card from my friend Olga. My name is Debbie.
Sorry. No last name's Debbie. Olga told me about you. I've been expecting your call.
Seance dog? Really? What are we, 12? How crooked to you?
Seance dog. We talk about that in Season 1.
Help me out here. Maybe it'll just make you look better by comparison.
Lucky getting the same dorm.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Lady Yaya.
Huh. Excellent point. Okay, see this? It's a sock.
Oh my god.
Hi, there's some stuff out here. Does it belong to you guys?
Oh, toys. They're collectibles.
I guess that makes sense. He was all super interested in superheroes because his dad was like the biggest superhero growing up. So he has all those collectibles.
I'm not. Don't throw them out.
Oh. Seance dog.
Sorry, buddy. I don't know what I was thinking.
Get the other ones, you asshole!
Who has sex on the first day of college?
I don't know, Mark. Lots of people probably. Us, for example.
Us?
My roommate doesn't arrive until tomorrow, so we have the whole.
Whoa,
place
look
to
at her.
ourselves.
I like her
okay,
lamp.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah.
She's very different.
Seance dog. No!
This is what would have happened if Andy didn't give his toys away. It would have been a different fucking movie.
Super sperm or something, do you?
It's not, I mean...
Yeah, actually.
Not that I would, I think it's fine.
No. Nope.
Well, I mean, Nolan and Debbie only had one kid,
Accidentally
so
crush
that.
me or something. Like, if you get excited, I've seen what you can do.
No.
Maybe we'll try with me on top, just to be safe.
It's probably smart.
Turn off the
Like
lights
her
first.
lamp.
How'd you do that?
Superpowers, baby.
Which the roommate's gonna come in like right now.
And
Or
so,
not.
dear audience, perhaps it's time to give Amber and Mark some privacy and turn our attention to the stars.
Excuse me?
Who are you?
That began generations ago in this missive, this machination.
What?
Begin on the planet Europa, a peaceful and thriving.
What is
world
happening?
in harmony with nature
Oh, these
and
guys.
Technology.
Oh. Viltrumite attack. Oh my god.
However,
Well,
the Unopan spirit was unbroken. Biding their time for decades, they waited for a moment of weakness and rebelled.
so they have an anti-Viltrumite gun.
It didn't work though.
Just kidding.
Because we know that our buddy was born in a breeding camp because they are so underpopulated.
But all was not lost. Ever resourceful, some Unopans were able to escape, abandoning their home for the stars and the promise of a new life. Within a generation, they started
Whoa.
breeding camps on various Unopan outposts to rebuild
Oh,
their
little
population.
legs on there.
Thetis, the leader of the coalition of planets, invited them to the planet Telestria to join their ranks.
You have our
What?
deepest sympathies, Mark.
Designed to breed a soldier that could defeat a Viltrumite in combat. The results were not promising
Yeah.
until Alan.
Is that the guy we met?
First and only success. To be the greatest fighter the universe had ever
Playing
known.
Beat Saber right there.
Before he got an opponent could not be
Yeah, because he
found.
was flying around like Mark. He was like, he gave off very Viltrumite like level of power vibes, but I don't know. Is he just gonna die?
But while stronger than most
Oh.
of the universe, Alan still couldn't match even a single Viltrumite in combat. The program was considered a failure and ended. To change the entire universe, you have to be...
Seth Rogen special episode, OVA? Well, alright.
Sick.
I thought that maybe he was like a new standard of person in his world, but apparently he's
just a one-off, yeah.
the product of like all their shit.
What are they gonna think of Mark?
Data log.
Probably not gonna believe it.
You too. Here you go.
The Viltrumites hit Acreon while we were gone.
What?
Oh shit.
Join the council.
Other planets we were talking to cut all communications. We need more allies. They're making it very difficult.
Then good thing I found us one.
They're not gonna like this at all.
Viltrumite against Viltrumite. That has not happened since the Great Purge.
Since the, yeah.
They fought. Thetis, you can't trust this one.
Alan is right. Viltrumites never abandon their missions, yet one
It's Optimus
has.
Prime. The voice.
Viltrumites do not battle each other. These are weaknesses. The first we found, and ones we must learn to exploit. You have done well, Alan, and given We will call on you again soon.
I bet he's not
Thank you, great
buying
Davis.
it.
Here to serve.
Seems suspicious, but I can't tell.
I don't think he's buying. I think he's just saying this to Alan.
Well, those guys seem like they're up to
I
something.
have no idea what this means. If there are other Viltrumite kids out there, maybe we can turn them against their parents too.
Also, why are
I
they
never
born with
considered
different
that.
races? I thought Viltrumites believed in racial purity.
Before you depart, a word? That Angrion was hit so soon after joining the Coalition. It's as if the Viltrumites had knowledge from inside.
Oh, what?
You want me to discover if someone's betrayed us.
Ah, Alan. You continue to prove yourself the Coalition's most valuable asset.
You're the most Viltrumite guy looking person
There's a
here.
mole. I'll find them.
But that wouldn't make any sense. As far as we know. I was literally wondering, like, is he a Viltrumite that is
Yeah.
alive from the Purge? And, like,
Left.
disagreed with them at a time where it was possible, and then left, and then is
Yeah.
helping
Well,
them?
they made those other two guys look like so suspicious,
Yeah.
and then like
Yeah,
he seemed,
that
and then
too.
he just agreed. So it makes it seem like it could be him.
Yes, you did.
That one's cute.
I love how the Cyclops man is a Cyclops pet. Although it's not that weird that we have two eyes, two-eye pet. Is she the mole?
Did you miss me?
I missed you.
Yeah, how much?
The most. Or like 10 times.
Jesus. The most down bad episode of Invincible so far.
Oh, goodness. Tentacles. Perhaps now would be a good time to return to Earth.
Who is this person?
Bennett, Upstate University.
Upstate.
Well,
This is unnecessary.
aha. Here
I like
we
this guy,
find
though.
The Unopan feline. Perhaps unsurprisingly, he has one large eye in the center of his head. But that doesn't stop him from having all manner of household adventures.
The screaming in the
The
background.
narrator weirdly kind of reminds me of Sam Riegel a little bit. Like
I was thinking the
like
same
it doesn't
thing.
necessarily sound like him, but just the kind of the cadence and the way he
Yeah.
talks.
He doesn't think so.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No matter how far I travel, Telestria is still the most beautiful planet I've ever seen.
There's hundreds of planets that look exactly like it.
Sure, but only one has you.
Wow. Hey, what if Thetis
Sure, she's gonna live.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, fine. Thetis thinks there's a mole.
She, is it her?
I'm supposed to.
Omni-Man?
Oh,
It was Omni-Man.
was it?
Yes.
Not just an.
Oh,
No.
maybe not?
Just
Oh, I
a
thought it was just
different-
a Viltrumite. They're
a different
Viltrumites.
one, yeah. Shit.
Oh, he's getting... Oh, no. This isn't good.
You know,
He can't beat 3.
answer our questions and we will consider sparing your life.
Is that guy Steve Harvey?
You will tell us everything about your encounter with the Viltrumite of Earth.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Not technically a question.
They're like concerned now.
Desired an heir? Are you certain he abandoned his post?
Who told you that? I mean it. I really.
Yeah, how do they know? They must have just got it, I guess, from the mole. It must have been.
Yeah.
Where's the father now?
The father. Which one was he again?
Oh, no.
Cyclops all kind of look the same.
Come on.
Well. R.I.P. Seth Rogen, I guess.
Wow.
I feel like that was supposed to be sadder than it was for me.
I didn't really like him though.
It's alright. Just
Oh.
didn't know that. He's alive?
They probably have some crazy medical stuff.
Great Thetis.
How is he?
But he wasn't...
Alive? For now.
He wasn't supposed to tell her. But
It may not seem like it. They once again underestimate the Inopen will to survive.
I feel like he might just be old Viltrumite and is just like, I don't care how long I have to pretend to be their leader.
The Viltrumites must know we've discovered something. Something that scares them.
And we will exploit it. You should get some rest. Go. I will watch over him.
I don't trust you to watch over him.
Yeah. He's fully he might be a shapeshifter, but I bet he's just a Viltrumite who's lives a long time, and he's just like, I mean, how long is this empire gonna last, or this coalition? I'll just
Forgive me, Alan.
yeah. I feel like
There's only
oh,
half.
what the hell? Okay, never mind.
2 more.
Or I wonder if they have like leverage on him. If he's even a Viltrumite, he might not be, but. What do you want?
Are we gonna talk about this? Or is
Why?
It's gonna be awkward forever.
The second one?
God, why do you have to be so immature?
I'm immature?
Seriously? And even if that was true, you were cheating on Eve with me for...
Why do you care? Like, why? What is this conversation trying to make you feel better about what you did? I don't give a shit.
Not that I have to justify anything to you ever, but if you add up the amount of time my duplicates and I have lived, we are probably the same age.
I don't know if that's how that works.
I don't know if that's how that works.
You're just an asshole.
Well, how is that news? Look, come on, Kate. Talk to me. What is this about?
You really want to know, Rex?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Fine.
Oh my god.
The Immortal's the only person I've ever met who's died as many times as I have. Maybe you don't understand that, but it means something. He gets it.
And Rex doesn't.
I get that you shouldn't be eavesdropping, so please, fuck the fuck off already.
It's not your gym, dickbag.
What, are you gonna knock my teeth out again?
Don't be a jerk.
Everyone around here has a bad habit of just like doing private things in the very public
Yeah.
areas.
I'm not now.
God, I'm so glad Invincible has this melodrama. It makes the show so much better. I love going from
Oh,
like super interesting intergalactic
this guy.
conflict and to stupid teenage melodrama. Is he meditating?
It's his brain.
Did he design that giant brain hologram for other people to look at his brain, or so that he could do it? Because it seems a little bit overkill just to be sitting in the middle of a giant room. Can't you do this in a closet? Does it matter where you are?
No, you're right. I don't need you to sugarcoat it, which is why I've decided to resolve the problem. I set up this visual feedback system so I could practice controlling my fear response via meditation and active thought.
Are you sure that's a good idea? People feel fear for a reason, and that's usually a good reason.
Fear is an extraneous emotion that serves no real purpose for someone like me.
I strongly disagree, but I guess you'll find out the hard way. Have fun next
I mean,
time.
maybe that would be true if you weren't like flying around like Iron Man when you are capable of sending out the suits by themselves.
Yeah, did putting his adult brain in a 12-year-old body regress his personality back to the idiocy of a fucking child? Because, like, somebody as smart as him, I wouldn't expect him to say, fear has no purpose.
Fear hasn't just made me useless in battle, it's prevented me from doing something else I've wanted to do for quite some time.
Let's make love to you, fellow child.
Can you go to a movie with me?
Movie? Oh, sure, Rudy. I'll go to a movie with you.
Bathroom's down the hall. Coffee tastes like battery acid.
Didn't you make the coffee?
I have coffee there. Great.
I make it that way just to fit the aesthetic. I purposely make the coffee 3 days prior to the event and burn it 4 times before serving. What if a Viltrumite just like infiltrates Earth and just like pretends to be a human?
I didn't say much at my first meeting either. Yeah, I just figured since it seems like neither of us wants to go home, but no pressure, of course.
Oh no.
I could use a drink.
It's kind of a dive.
The best ones are.
Oh no.
Never?
Of course I've watched...
Total anonymity group, no vetting at all. Who is this guy?
I can never tell whether it's like, you know, just normal guy or like it's suspicious.
Hey,
Oh,
you
okay.
want to test your fear response again.
Oh, they can't buy tickets for that movie.
Tickets for Midnight Slaughter?
That's rated R.
I see. And?
You need your parents to buy you R-rated tickets.
That's ridiculous.
Hey, it's fine. They're my kids. They can see the movie.
W lady.
What? You want to do a DNA test now?
I just get 2 tickets for $10.
That's
I want to
crazy.
go to that movie theater.
Wait, if this is your first movie, what other normal stuff haven't you done?
You can run into Eve's dad. I think it's a different location.
Is it appetizing now?
I know these aren't...
That
good for
burger
me,
is
but-
raw. Look at it.
Shut up.
Shit is. How do you like your burger? Blue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get you some more. Waiter, more fries, please.
Not that kind of restaurant, but.
Rudy, there's no waiters in Burger Mart.
Oh god.
How does he even know to do that if you didn't watch any movies?
Did you move after your partner?
How does he even
Yeah,
know how
that's
to go
true.
to the,
How does he
like,
know that
waiter?
that convention?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he's gone to a restaurant before.
Change.
No,
Good.
right?
No.
That's the point.
Sounds like you two had a pretty amazing life together.
Oh no.
We did.
Was the guy gonna figure out who's
100%. Like it can only be a couple people.
That's been gone nearly a year, and I still reach across the bed for her.
Oh, maybe the
someone.
the invisible girl.
Lana?
Yeah. It's the green ghost.
Yeah.
Guess I just broke rule number 1 of SOS. Not that it matters
Ouch.
now, since she got murdered by that alien psychopath.
Yeah.
I didn't know she had a partner.
Terrible.
We used to fight about that. She wanted to protect me.
I imagine she was very private, being invisible.
I need to use the restroom.
Are you okay?
No, I'll be right back.
Okay, so he's not super sketchy. He just is genuinely looking for a connection.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
You had sex with Amber. Whoa, what? William. How was it? I want all the details. Gross, no.
Gross. No, I just with my girlfriend. Gross.
Okay, well, what about you? How was Mr. Is this your stuff? What are you talking about? That hot guy from earlier. I came back when you had the sock.
No, the sock was just on the door.
Oh, I wish. I must have forgotten to take it out for my demonstration. Super flattered. But I'm kind of still screwed up about what happened to Rick.
You really seem like it. William, gotta tell you, you're really acting like somebody whose boyfriend got transmogrified into a terrible monster and then disabled for the rest of his life.
It's okay.
What now?
It's not Amber. We made plans for tomorrow night. I bet you did.
Mark Grayson?
The narrator?
What? What? What?
It's for you.
What?
Mark Grayson,
What?
I need your help.
What the fuck?
What?
Who are you?
Why it is a
Seance dog.
Fight fire with fire. Fight evil with magic. That's me.
What? William, close the fucking door.
With an important
What? Don't hurt Seance Dog!
Is it a shapeshifter or is it actually Seance?
I think it's Seance Dog.
in your dimension, yes. But there exists
Levy.
worlds where dogs
Angstrom.
and magic are as real as the air you breathe.
We have dogs. Dogs are real.
Halfway to understanding. Open your mind and let me help you reach the other side.
I don't know about that.
Don't. I'm warning you.
Mark Grayson.
You guys.
Are you people blind? Mark, can we just relax?
He's taking him away so no one can see. Okay, never mind.
No, he's fighting him. Like what?
Why?
Mark!
It's Seance Dog!
Chill.
Who are you and what do you want?
Look at him!
This is bait.
This is Momu all over again. Beating up a poor defenseless animal. Oh.
Shapeshifter?
Oh.
I'm sorry. My disguise was meant to disarm you. I thought if I appeared as something you love, please, I'm not a threat. The journey to your world has taken me most of my life.
Oh.
May I rise?
If you
Huh.
answer my questions.
Jesus.
My name is Nualza. I am from the planet Thrax. My people sent me to plead for your help.
Thraxa?
It's a couple galaxies away, give or take. I mean, not very far. You go, it doesn't matter.
How do you know who
Not very far. It took most of my life,
Rumors
but
of
whatever.
the one they call Invincible have spread like wildfire. Your speed, your strength. You are the only one who can save our people from the meteor showers destroying our world.
This is fake.
Okay, listen,
Nualzat.
Nualzat.
Me.
I just got to college, man. I haven't even had my first day of class. Are you kidding me, Mark? Nualzat came all the way here for your help. You're too busy. How many bugs
We don't know. This guy's really just transformed.
like a number?
42 billion.
Don't worry about your classes. I'll cover for you somehow.
How's he gonna get there?
Why do you care so much?
Galaxies away?
Time you didn't want to help someone, you both regretted it.
We believe in you, Mark Grayson.
How is he gonna get there? Galaxies away would take, like, a
Days.
long, not just days. At the speed of light, it would take.
I won't be more than a few weeks, a month, tops, depending on asteroid traffic.
What? Shouldn't be that bad.
Didn't you just say it took most of your life? You must live, like, not very long.
Maybe to try and track him down.
Look, a lot
Maybe
of
because they're
people die.
bugs, he's only been alive for like a couple of
This
weeks.
is a chance to save lives, billions of them.
You get my joke.
Sorry, I wasn't
I said-
listening, sorry.
Maybe because they're bugs, he's only been alive for a few weeks.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's maybe what I
I
was.
need to listen to myself before I listen to you.
Oh boy.
Your father felt the same way.
At least he's saying it. And not just thinking it.
I'll check in when I get back.
God damn it, Mark. Fucking kid.
You're a good human, Mark Grayson.
I'm gonna kidnap you now.
Hey, you. How's it going?
Hey, come to your window. And look up.
Mark?
I have to go away for a few weeks to space again. I'm sorry, but
No, stop. Don't apologize. Never apologize for saving lives. This is the deal.
W Amber.
It's just like, I just want to get a smash cut, like just dub over her voice with what she would have said in season 1 of like, you're fucking leaving me? This is the thanks I get for like, it's like
Amber,
Yeah?
I love you.
you know what? I love this Amber too. Well, he never got to say it. She's probably gonna die before he gets back. Viltrumites are on their way. They know exactly where he is.
Are you comfortable, Mark Gray? Sorry, Invincible?
Imagine if the Viltrumites came here and destroyed all of Earth while he was gone.
Get the Thraxa.
Approximately 6 of your Earth days.
She brought my Switch.
I don't have anything fun to do on the thing.
Yeah, he doesn't have a alien Switch.
Oh no, he's not gonna be texting his mom.
His mom's gonna fucking die. What's this red light? It's freaky.
It takes time to heal.
I can't heal because my husband's not dead. He's just gone. He's gone because
Why would you say that? Why are you saying
murdered
that?
Alana and the other guardians and almost killed my son too.
Your husband's omni-man.
I thought he was Nolan Grayson, but that wasn't true. The last 20 years of my life have been a lie. I wish he was dead. I wish I could grieve and move on, but I can't. I can't.
I wish he was dead too, but not for your sake.
Don't take out your revenge on this lady.
Group wouldn't be a safe space with you there.
I didn't know who he was.
You should have.
I mean, as a fair reaction from him, but that's...
It is fair. I thought it was gonna be worse.
Huh, we're here.
Oh, okay.
Just waiting for something bad to happen.
I bet these people got taken over by Viltrumites, and this was like their payment for living.
Oh, like
is
they
he had to
bring
go
Mark
and
here?
bring Mark here, convince him
be
to
crazy.
come here, or it's over.
I?
Is Omni-Man just gonna be here? Did he do this? Was it not the Viltrumites, but Omni-Man himself?
Come. The Monarch wants to meet you at once.
The Monarch?
Wait, what exactly about this planet needs saving? What are
Nothing.
meteors?
He subjugated this planet of bug people who live very little.
Billions?
And he became their god. Yeah, this is gonna be Omni-Man for sure.
Is that girl? It looks like that girl. No. I could just see the little, like, pink bit.
They're gonna think, oh, me in the middle.
May I present Invincible of Earth?
Oh no. What's he gonna do?
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Hello, son. It's been a while.
Hasn't been that long. Sorry.
It's been like a month or two. Just not enough time has passed. What did we like about this episode?
I really liked a lot of it. I liked all the stuff with Mark and Amber. I liked seeing Mark and like William hang out too. Like everything with Mark at the college where he's just kind of hanging out and like relaxing. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
I liked all the stuff. Why did I instantly forget his name?
Alan.
I liked all the stuff with Alan. I'm sad that he died. I'm sad that there's like clearly some crazy corruption going on.
Yeah.
In the.
You think the guy's a Viltrumite?
I don't know if he's a Viltrumite or if he, I'm not sure what's going on here. Because he could, like, maybe he is sending the Viltrumites to certain places in, like, a bargain for, like, them to not get attacked. It's like, this planet can stay safe, and, like, oh, now I know the location of this planet and that they can't defeat you or something.
It's just the only alien species we've seen so far, and there's a bunch that they could just... I mean, we've seen a new one this episode with those bug people, but, like, you know, so there's infinite possibilities of what they could be. But there's humans, and then there's Viltrumites, and they're the only people who look like a normal human person. And the fact that this guy's super old makes me think that he's probably just a Viltrumite who, like, you know, if Viltrumites, like we learned with Nolan, when you describe, like, their lifespan, it's like... he said Mark will be 500 years old before he looks 30, which means Nolan's probably, he looks like he's 40s, 50.
Yeah.
He's probably like thousands of years old, right? And the older you get, the slower you age. So like this guy, as old as he looks, if he is a Viltrumite, probably like 20, 30,000 years old, something like that by human time, by Earth time. What type of, like, how long has this coalition been around, you know? Like, I feel like this is a mirror situation to what Nolan is doing on that bug planet. It's like he sort of became the central monarch figure, this like figurehead of this situation, this government. And because he lives so much longer than all the people that he's governing, he can convince them that he's a good guy and that he doesn't have ill intentions. But he's really a Viltrumite, and he's actually, you know, probably high up in that. Maybe he's not as physically powerful. Maybe he is, but I think he's probably a Viltrumite and is just like kind of, you know, these people are just like ants to him. All these other species, possibly. Maybe there's another old species that is there. I don't know, but that's my theory, is that he is like. You know, he's just so much older that, like, what, has this been around for a tenth of my life? I just have to play double agent for, like, you know, few months of my existence, relatively speaking. And, you know, that's it, and I just need to, you know, whatever. And maybe he has grown attached, maybe he hasn't. I don't know. That's my theory on him, anyway. But he's very interesting, and I like that he's voiced by Optimus Prime.
Yeah. I'm not really sure, but I'm glad we kind of got all of this. A little bit, like, I feel like sometimes previously I haven't been too interested in anything happening off of Earth.
Yeah.
Has just seemed like too big and too, like, it's like, okay, how far are you going to go into this? Because there's always the thing of, like, when you're dealing with space and you're dealing with galaxies.
And relativity. And, yeah.
Like, there's so much that goes into that I feel like it's hard to pick how much you want to add into the story without just completely overwhelming it. It's the same thing as like parallel dimensions, where it's just like, how much are you just gonna like go from one to the other? Like, how much is that gonna play into your story? And you need to be careful with it, or else you could kind of lose what you're trying to say and like the actual characters and what is actually going on. But I felt like this was really good because it showed like, okay, there are people fighting against the Viltrumites, but they're not necessarily like fighting against them. They've like tried to do different things and none of them are really successful. So they're hiding, potentially like sacrificing, like putting up planets for sacrifice of like, if you don't come near us, you can go after them kind of deal.
Yeah. That's
and then there's just like, you know, Alan, who's just too good and is, you know, paying too close of attention and actually trying to find a solution.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of interesting to see. But I also like that we didn't get like too far into it. So like we have like a good base that if they keep showing this, then we'll know what happens. Or if it comes up later, then we'll kind of know what happens. Mm-hmm. But we don't have, it's not like so much that it's like, oh, I feel like there's so many threads unresolved here that if I don't get answers right away, I'm going to be mad, you know?
I think the purpose of this was to make us, because I felt the same way as you about stuff off of Earth. It's just like, okay, what I was what I was interested in Invincible for was Mark and Nolan's relationship, Debbie caught in the middle, said it a million times. That's very interesting. When we get to this big like intergalactic war, it's like, I mean, that's cool and everything, and I'm sure there's a lot of good fights potential and violence and stuff. But what I'm interested in is this relationship, and I feel like that's probably more normal than I previously thought. But the point, what I'm getting at is, I feel like this part of the episode, it's for that mindset. It's a bit more of an intro. They're slowly stepping us up to getting us invested in it, and I feel like they're doing it really well. How like this little thing of just like, oh, Alan, he's funny, voiced by Seth Rogen. Don't you love this guy? He's really funny. Isn't this guy cool? He's all muscle bound. He's fucking his girlfriend. He's, you know, a strapping young lad, and he's got a heart of gold, and he's kind of getting out there. He's going on dates, and he's, you know, saving people and stuff, and doing what he can. And he's not perfect, but he's still pretty cool. Isn't he cool? And then, you know, here's the situation that they're in. Here's like sort of giving us, we know a lot about Earth, and now we know a little bit about this place, and then now it's going to be about connecting those threads. Yeah. And it's I'm a little bit more up for it now that we had this part dedicated just to that. And
it was nice to like have Alan kind of like lead us into this.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, here's all new random alien space characters that you don't care about.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of cool to, like, have it from his perspective.
Because we've met him a number of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think they did that well. I think that it's a difficult thing to introduce, like, these larger concepts. One, without just making it feel too small, which this threatens, but I think that they're doing enough to make it feel like it's not just another Earth-sized government. Like, this guy's not just like a Cecil. And then they say that there's like billions and billions and trillions of people surrounding this sort of coalition, but it really doesn't really feel like that because it's all down to one guy. I feel like it threatens that, but there's enough going on kind of with the whole setup, with the whole city around here, with how they talk about it. It feels like it's a bigger deal than just like another Earth-sized place that they're kind of hyping up as this bigger thing than what we can see, you know? Like it's showing enough and telling at the same time to where I can get behind the idea that this is like a big deal. Not, you know. Yeah, so and layering in Alan from mid season 1 to end of season 1, having him go away, have us spend more time on Earth, and then bring him back full focus here. The narrator was a little bit weird, but
I liked it, but then
it was funny, but it was just kind of jarring because they never did it before.
Yeah, it kind of made me wish that they had done that the whole time a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
I just kind of I like that sometimes to just kind of do it, but
it can be good. But I would have got tired if he was like, if the whole joke of let's look at this cat, and it's just like that kind of jokes all the time. It was funny then, but if we had to deal with the whole series, I wouldn't like it as much. But I thought it was pretty funny. It worked pretty well. I think it did what it needed to do. There needed to be some telling, like I said, like the show, and it was show and tell, and they needed to do that because otherwise, like, how exhausting would it be with Alan flying around this world and like introing and like he has to tell his whole life story so that there's a reason for us to hear it. Like that would just be kind of exhausting. So I can appreciate exposition where it's necessary. And I think it was relatively necessary there. So I usually hate backstory. I usually hate exposition. I'm the type of guy who, like, you know, if you're going to do something in the story, why don't you make me interested by like doing something rather than just saying that I should care about it? But there are times like that where it's like the alternative is spending a whole episode on it rather than a half one, and having some weird janky dialogue that again justifies him telling his whole life story and like where he came from and everything. And we already had a little piece of it before.
Yeah.
So we already kind of had a frame of reference of like what this backstory was going to be. So we could kind of follow along with it really well. I think as far as like, it's a really tough thing to give all this exposition and to like get us invested in a different part of the thing. And I feel like they did everything they could to make it good, and I feel like it worked, personally. I'm interested in to see where all this part goes. Rex and Monster, it feels like a lot of this is like a lot of the human element of all of this, like with the Guardians and with Debbie and with meeting all these people, and like it feels like we're getting a lot more normie, like interacting with normal people and like living a normal life this start of the season, and it feels like because a war is possibly brewing, it's going they're trying to get us attached to people as much as possible by like, here, let's go on a date, let's go see a movie, let's go get dinner, let's have sex in the shower and argue about our not relationship, let's I'm scared of dying, nobody's died as much as I have except for him, isn't that something, like is like we're doing a lot of that because shit's probably going to hit the fan before the end of the season, and there's probably going to be some significant character deaths, so we'll see what's up with that. But yeah, all right, and now I guess I'll cut to the part where we're a little bit we're a little bit more enthusiastically negative, but I just want to say we're talking about all that stuff mostly just to kind of be entertaining and also just get our thoughts out. We don't actually hate it, but there are times where especially I will sound like I hated this episode. I don't, I promise. But here's all of our more negative criticisms about the episode. Bam! I wonder what he's gonna say.
I mean, he clearly didn't, like, destroy these people. He seems to have taken them over very, just manipulate, like, been like, look at me, I'm so amazing. And they're like, wow, you are so amazing.
Yeah, it's something like, I wonder, he did this as a ploy to get Mark here. I
think Nolan wants to talk to him, but I don't know
talk to him.
I don't know what Nolan thinks is gonna happen here, because either he's fully changed his mind and he's like, I'm fine, I want to stand with you and like save Earth, but I like that would be a huge 180 from previous. So like I wonder if he's just gonna be like, son, I've decided to put you first, and like let's just the two of us like run away together. Earth's kind of doomed, but we don't have to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. And then Mark's gonna be like, no.
Yeah.
Literally no.
I think Mark's gonna react very, very aggressively, much more than Nolan is
I also love how he picked like this like spa place. Like,
it might have been on purpose.
You hear like the music's and like the waterfalls. Like
that's diegetic sound. That's in the world. It's not it's not just for us. Mark's hearing that. Yeah, this was that. I feel like he must have chose like what's the calmest planet in the surrounding few galaxies. With these people that, they're bug people, and I think that's on purpose, like from a design standpoint, from a character design standpoint, because he's like, oh, it took most of my life. And yeah, I think they do live a very short life. And he said that, but like he was also lying a bunch. But I think the point is that Nolan came here, became the god king of these people by like
within a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for them, it's been, like he said, most of their
my
life.
It was 6 days.
This guy was probably born when he got there.
Yeah. Well, he was probably born thinking that this guy was the leader.
Yeah, so it's easier to take them over without... But obviously to Nolan, it doesn't make much of a difference in the span of his life, is the point. But, like, he's doing this to try to reconnect with his son. Mark, this is not the time for him to be seeing his dad at all. He has been teetering on the edge of insanity, like, having to deal with all the shit that he's been dealing with on Earth, trying to find his own path. He's been with Amber. That's probably helped his mental state somewhat. He's getting some time with William. That's pretty cool. Everything's kind of...
He's just trying to be normal and go to college.
But he is still struggling with his lineage being within him. Mm-hmm. And this fear that he could turn evil at any moment. Yeah. So I don't think this is the right time for him to confront this. He hasn't done enough work on himself. Very interesting episode. Very interesting episode. I think good, but just interesting. Like a lot
similar
happened.
To the last one, where we went through like multiple different kind of like stories. like jumping around from character to character, and I really like that. I feel like it's a way better. I mean, maybe it's just because we're used to watching anime where everything is very shortened, but I feel like when there's not a lot happening or like things are a little bit slower, cutting around a lot helps to like keep it fresh, and you're not just like sitting with one character while they're just like kind of passing the time till the next big thing comes around.
Yeah. There's when they have all these cuts in these different storylines, there's a good side and a downside. Upside is that, there's less opportunity to just be fucking around with a bunch of meaningless characters and side plots and just like silliness and like not funny jokes, not interesting situations. The downside is you inevitably have to cut to stuff like Rex and Duplicate, and I just don't give a shit about. I don't really care about Rex. I really definitely don't care about Duplicate. She's barely a character. The only reason she exists was to create a schism between Eve and Rex, and I never really cared about Rex's character. It seemed like that was his character was secondary to set up Eve's character, who I actually care about as a character. So we have a functional flat, not flat anymore, because of the development in this episode. We have a functional character that serves a function to develop the character whose function it is to develop an actual character. So that's 2 points removed to this person who, I like Monster Girl more than I like Duplicate by far. And
I don't think it's necessarily I think Duplicate could be a cool character. I just think that we need to like see her a little bit more, and like other than just interacting with Rex, or possibly through interacting with Rex, if they can have like actual good conversations that aren't just like, oh, you cheated on me and she cheated on you and blah, blah, blah. I mean, maybe if this is like getting that kind of out of the way so that their characters can both like develop past this point. And we can,
I never assumed that Kate and Rex.
No, I didn't think so.
I thought that they were just like kind of fuck buddies on the team.
Which is funny because that seems to be what Kate
But
thought.
she wasn't. She did. The problem is
he said you cheated on me, and then he said, oh, you cheated on me, and she said, oh, is that what you think happened?
But she's saying that, but then it was actually a defense mechanism because she was fucking the Immortal, partly because of her own issues. But then she's kind of like I don't know. I just don't care. I don't care about the fucking relationship. So with Debbie as well, it's a step up from that. But the grief plot that she's going through, I think could be a little bit more interesting than just that. Does that make sense? Like, doesn't it feel a little bit like cookie cutter bare bones grief story? And there could be more going on with it.
I mean, that's fine for I like seeing it because inevitably Nolan is going to come back into the story in some capacity. And like she's going to have to we're seeing her hit like kind of rock bottom, and then if it's going to be like really fucked up if we like see her like go through this thing, she's like drinking a bunch of wine and like smashing cupboards and breaking dishes and being sad because now Mark was her only support, and then he left, and then she tries to go to a different support group, and then now she's not welcome there, and she has literally no one at all. And like now she's crying and walking down the street alone. And then like what's gonna happen if she if she processes it a little bit more and like starts to move on or starts to like be in a better place, but then stuff with Nolan comes back, Mark gets back and is like, hey, I saw Dad, or he keeps it from her, and then she finds out eventually, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like...
I'm not saying that I'm against Debbie development. I'm not even that serious about it. I sounded more serious than I actually was about her storyline. Her storyline's not that bad. It's just, you know what it is? It feels like the kind of storyline that needs to happen in order for other things to happen. It seems like obligatory that she needs to go to the therapy group of the it feels like in Hereditary when she goes to that thing. It's just, it seems kind of tropey to like, I'm going through this hard time. I need to go here, and then she confronts a victim of her husband, and I just feel like there could be more done with it, and I feel like that's sort of my complaint with the melodrama stuff as well. It's like I feel like there could be more. Like I'm totally down with some relationship drama or something, but I feel like there needs to be more kind of done with it, or something more interesting than just it feels like the show is like really interesting plot with Mark and with Nolan and with Cecil and with this new galaxy, which I liked. I like the Alan part at the start. That was really good. And like, there's a lot that I'm beginning to like a lot more about Invincible, and it surprised me a lot with how much I'm entertained by this season so far. But it feels like the story has this. It feels like it has this obligation. It feels like the story feels this obligation to like relate to people. To like, oh, I need to, this, in order for it to be a relatable thing, I need to have like Mark and Amber like having sex for the first time, which actually, as far as that went, that was actually fine. In order to relate to Alan, we need to have him having not alien enough sex with his girlfriend. Like it's mostly just human sex, but we draw some tentacles over them. My point is, like, there's a lot that surprised me with how much I'm enjoying it, how interested I am. It's taking some interesting turns, and I like it. But it always feels like, okay, we have enough alien plot, we have enough superhero like actual action and moving forward within the plot. Now let's take a step back and develop the characters by having them yell at each other about cheating on each other and having all this melodrama. And it just feels like obligatory.
I think some of it comes down to a lot in season 1. Like, I much prefer this to like some of the fights that I didn't really care about, that like action-packed episodes of season 1 that were just so actiony, but like not that much actually happened, like the Mars episode and the seismic.
Doc Seismic, yeah. 100%. I agree with you.
Like, I much prefer this. I really like it a lot, and I think that the reason why maybe you're feeling like some of this is a little bit out of place or like not up to par with the rest of the story is I feel like these characters, not Debbie obviously, but Kate and Rex and
Monster Girl and
I'm fine
Rudy.
with Monster Girl and Rudy because they're kind of like I'm fine with them because they've had a bit more development.
Yeah.
I think specifically with Kate and Rex and like the rest of the Guardians or whatever, they could have had a little bit more development in season 1 instead of like focusing some episodes just on Mark, just fighting some guys. I feel like if we had more of this in season 1, then by now we'd be more attached to the characters and like wanting to see this from them.
I think you touched on something really important. Let me take a step back. I'm not as angry as I sound with all this. I'm like screaming about it, but I'm not actually as hateful as I sound. What I'm trying to say is like I think you're right. It is a huge step up from the side plots of last season, big time. The Nolan and Mark story carried season 1 entirely, in my opinion. This season, I'm more open to it. I'm not against them developing the characters. Like I probably sound like I'm just, I want more fights. That's not the type of person I am, because I agree. A lot of the like, we need to keep it feels like it's kind of switched. It feels like the plot is taking the driver's seat this time, whereas last time it was much more about like world building up the tension in the background, and that was in the passenger seat, the main plot story thing. And then the forefront, which was annoying, was like Mark being superhero man and all the Guardians doing their shit and all of that stuff, and it felt very obligatory of like, we need to have all these fights in action in order to justify the plot happening. This time it feels like it's flipped, and the plot and all the stuff with Mark is like really driving it, and Alan this episode, which was awesome. Like, again, again, it was great. And then in the passenger seat is still this like, it is like the obligatory thing is like all of the other stuff. I don't know. I'm complaining about it too much. I don't mean to complain about it this much, because overall what I'm saying is it's like it's a lot better than what I was expecting, than what and then what I thought I was gonna get. But it's still like it feels like it's crippled by sort of
previous.
Yeah, because it's also probably that I didn't get the interest. I don't feel the interest that I think I should have felt. And it's probably me, I'm saying. The characters, I think, were built up a lot in season 1, and you're supposed to already be kind of in with them. Like, you're supposed to be like, I like I'm interested in the characters enough to like give them a chance and care about their relationship problems. And I just think I'm not there personally. So that's probably a big part of it.
I think a lot of it, comes down to, like, Amber, obviously, in season 1, to us, was a very dislikable character and was oftentimes quite unreasonable, even if, like, she could have been reasonable, but something happened to, like, make it so that she wasn't a lot of the time. And I feel like now immediately I like Amber so much. I'm so happy that Mark's dating
big
her.
time, yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is exactly what Mark needs in his life. Someone who can like support him and be there for him and have fun with him and like not really burden him with too much. And same with William and like how they're roommates. It's like, wow, this is like, I feel bad for Debbie being left at home, but I'm like, I can tell that this is a really good environment for Mark to just like breathe a little bit and have fun and kind of, you know, potentially forget about his dad and all of that shit and being a superhero for a few minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So I really like that. I think also what comes down to is we didn't get a lot of duplicate, and Rex, everything that we got was very similar to what we got of Amber in season 1, of just Rex is horrible. He's kind of just an unlikable guy, you know? All he does is...
But that was on purpose, clearly.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is I feel like I need something from him to make me like, I need him to like open up to someone or do something and like make it, I need his like asshole thing to like be a front or be like a symptom of something else, or like that he really does care. It's like he cares too much and like gets attached too much, and like maybe that is the case, but I just feel like the way that he's being portrayed doesn't make me want to root for him. It doesn't make me attached to him at all.
I think a lot of that, I think that I agree with you, and I think that we're in the minority amongst like the average viewer. When I think of the average viewer and what they might think of Rex, they probably think a bit more of him just because he's funny. I think that he's written to be like funny and like we've said a million times, like a Marvel-y sort of way, like a very Disney sort of Tony Stark sort of like snarky guy, and he's like supposed to be this like funny sort of jackass type dude, and I think that works enough for people, like on a sort of not an assumption, but like a no expectation, just like watching it and indulging in the series. It's like, okay, he fits this archetype of like snarky guy who has like, you know, is kind of an asshole on the outside, but he kind of has a heart of gold. He's kind of a sweetheart on the inside. I can get down with that because I've seen other characters like him. I can sort of internalize that this is what the guy's about. So now when he's getting in this relationship trouble, or he's having, you know, he feels, I don't know, when he's having these struggles with his interpersonal relationships, because I have this sort of template to sort of base him off of, I can be interested in his relationship dynamic. Or maybe people just don't give a shit and they don't think about it as much as we do, which is, you know, obviously more probably likely. But like, the reason why we're complaining a lot more, I feel like we should focus on the good a little bit. But maybe I'll put this before we start touching about all the bad stuff, because it sounds at this point like we fucking hated this episode and we hate the show. That's not true. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe. See you guys in the next episode coming up right quick. We're probably gonna watch it right after this. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.